Once again, welcome back. This is Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog. So where we left you last week, we had a fork off the Goldwing that was completely disassembled, and we were about ready to put the thing back together. So let's go ahead and step in and see us put the thing back together and get this bike up and running. Let's start putting this back together. So we'll start with the bush slider. This is why you replace parts every time you do this, because you look at that one, look how it's not supposed to have any of that silver on it. It's supposed to be black like this. And honestly, I think by the manual you could get away with that, but honestly, I'm one of them. You just will replace these every time you do it. I feel like that's the best way to do this. There we go. Only spread this part as far as you have to get it on. And there you go. You want that good and springed up like that. Okay. There's some fork fluid on that thing. Oh, there we go. Get that good and coated up. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good stuff right there. Bush guide is next. We're going to go ahead and drive that in with the seal driver. Use the old one here. Just like that. A couple easy taps. And then it's in there where it needs to be. One thing that kit does not have is the backup ring, so make sure you keep that. Or order a replacement if you're going to go all full mod. Before I forget, we're going to put the fork damper back in. Before we get too far, we're going to go ahead and put our bolt back in. Always make sure you put a little Loctite on it. It's trial and error the first time you do it, usually. I need... Oh my god, that fucking little thing just doesn't want to cooperate. There, is that towards the end now? There it goes. There. I think she's sealed now. I feel like it's sealed. Alright, now let's put that bolt back in. If you do this right with the bolt here on the end, it'll stop before you put it in. Alright, we're just going to keep that like that for now. We'll snug it down once we get everything else put back together. Alright, so let's go ahead and drive that. Try this again. Okay, so new bushing, the backup ring, and we'll get the old bushing in there. Like we did before, we're going to tip her up. Like so. Gonna put the, not that one. The old bushing on there. Give her a little tap with the seal driver. Now speaking of the seal driver, the one I bought, well, there's a few options. I got a Motion Pro one that's like $50. Problem is it's sold out. You can buy the Honda one for $130. Or this one right here. I bought this from Traxion Dynamics. They're the ones that make all the suspension stuff. You know them as the ones that they're always the first one to complain about how crappy the Honda suspension is, which, well. But anyways, they sell a good amount of suspension parts, like seal driver for, I think the seal driver is like $40. The special socket that you need to tear apart your steering bearings, they sell that for like $50. Like, it's actually, they sell a whole triple tree for a Goldwing, which is probably my plan when my steering head bearings finally go. But yeah, they're a good option, and that's a good stout ring. I mean, it's heavy, let me tell you. So definitely does the job. Oops, careful there, can't be yanking too hard. Alright, so let's go ahead and, actually, we need to tape this off. Take them off. Alright, so the next thing you want to do, you want to take some electrical tape or something. Basically what you want to do is you need to protect, you have to protect the new oil seal from basically the, the damaged surfaces from before. Because over time, your fork surface is going to get damaged. It's just kind of a fact of life. So, basically use this to protect it. So, and you got to go nice and easy. You can't overlap. It's kind of a process. Now, I saw this little trick on a Partzilla video, which I'm actually going to link up above my head. And that guy does this a lot quicker than I do. But like I said, you do this to protect the seals from being damaged by the spurs and all, or burrs and everything else. Now I think the book says you're supposed to sand it down. Honestly, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I should, but... And honestly, I feel like looking at this fork, I'm probably overkilling it, but you know what? It's better to be safe than sorry. Because that'd really suck if you get your new fork seals on and they're already ruined. Ah, I gotta try this again. Takes a kind of a touch to get it just right. Put it down. I get scared when I drop stuff. Always install the oil seal this way up with the words up. It says it right in there. And just slide her on down. Yep, just like that. Take our seal driver and drive it in. You have to pull the tape off for that. Basically, you know it's driven in all the way when you hear that different change of sound. And also that you can get that your little stopper ring in there. There we go. Okay, put that back in there for now. Get our stopper installed. Nice and gently get it on there. Grab your screwdriver. And just like when you're taking it off, put it on there nice and easy. Just kind of slide her in.
and you kind of just finish her off. And she should snap right in just like that. Oh, not quite. There we go, just like that. Snapped in, nice and secure. Always give a visual check to make sure. Okay. Last part you put on is your dust seal. We're going to also lube the inner lip of that. Also just gently throw that on there too. You can either push this in, or I like to just give her a couple taps. Just like that. Just to send her home. There we go. Alright, now let's fill. The forks, it's more than just dump it in. You dump it in slowly but surely. You got to pump it in. You can't just dump the whole thing in because then it's going to overflow and it's going to make a mess. So, both forks on a Goldwing are different, and they're obviously going to be different whatever you're working on. So the right fork calls for 485 cubic centimeters or milliliters, because cubic centimeter is a milliliter. One bottle of 16 ounce milk contains 473 milliliters or cc's. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one bottle in. I'm going to measure it, because I measured the what you're supposed to last night of the 529 milliliters for the other one, and I had to dump a bunch out because I was sitting at about, because you're supposed to be 5 inches from the top, and I was sitting at probably about 4.5. So I'm just going to dump the one bottle in, and I'm going to see, because in the end, the ultimate thing that matters is that you've got 5 inches in the bottom of a compressed, or 5 inches from the top of a compressed fork. And when we say compressed, we mean that's compressed. Not up here, not on the side. Compressed like that, straight up and down. So, let's do it. And I would suggest some kind of a funnel or something to help you out with the pumping process. And then, where's my bottle of fork fluid? Here we go. Oh, and I forgot to open it. So, there we go. And let's start putting her in. Nice and slow. Take a little bit of the time, and I pump it, and I do a little bit more, and I pump it. You can probably hear it going back. And that's a good audio indication of when you've got it all the way in the fork, is you'll hear that gurgling stop. It's pretty close, actually. If you're really worried about it, you could, dump a little bit, maybe just leave her a little short and not pump her in. I'm not going to do that, so. She's going in nicely. Now, the big thing with this is you don't want to You don't want to underfill it, and you don't want to overfill it. Because you underfill it, obviously parts are going to wear, and you're not going to have very good suspension. If you overfill it, you're going to probably start blowing out seals. So it's kind of a fine line you got to maintain. I know, easy, right? Let's see, you know what? I think I'm going to measure that right there. Measuring. I don't get too crazy. Just basically a tape measure. I run a tape measure. I run her down. I look for 6. I run her right to the edge on 6, like that, and I pull it out. And we are already over. Right there. We're right at 1. Perfect. Okay. Well, let's put her back together. So, like I said, they make fancy tools you can use. You know what? An old Stanley tape measure I think works just fine. Yeah, I think I run the Stanley tape measure down. I go down to 6 inches and I see how close it is to 1 inch. There's my 5 inches. So we got that done. Let's put this back together. Where's my wrench? Don't forget when you're putting your fork together, coiled or tight coiled start part always goes down. And then we put our space. Oh, don't forget our O-ring or our ring or our spacer. And there's that. Give this a good wipe just to make sure we don't put anything bad back in there. Pull that up. So this one's easy. Okay. Then of course we got to do our deal with our bolt here. Then we got to go to 14 foot-pounds. This is awkward. There we are. We're at 14. Go. Put that down like that. Make sure and get all our parts back together right. There we go. Now, pop that off so we can. Remember, we're just going to snug up this. You torque it down once you finally get it into the deal, so just kind of, basically you just kind of snug it up. Quick and easy, not a lot of fuss. Don't go to town over torquing it. Like that. Oh man, that looks so nice. That's so nice having Fork that's not leaking anymore. That's nice. This was the culprit of all the issues of why we're going in here, so it's good to see this one all good to go. Don't forget to torque your bottom nut as well. There we go. Torqued. When putting the forks back in, you want to go just to the top of the fork. You don't want to go flush with the little lid or whatever. You want it flush with the fork part. Kind of see that one where you can kind of see, well, you probably can't, but there's kind of, you can kind of see a little bit of a line there. Kind of want it right about there. Yep, right about there. You don't want it right at the top of the fork, but you want, so part of that is so you can actually torque that down right, I think. I don't know. Or I think it's just maybe it's just a reference mark, I don't know. But either way, you want to get them both the same. Well, it's a motorcycle again. Got it all back together. So we're going to take her for a little ride because, well, to get to that cooling system, I got quite a few miles. I've only put 36 miles in this tank, so I'm going to go for a decent jaunt to see if I can, basically because I really don't want to siphon too much out of that tank. Because to get a full look at the system, I need to siphon out of the tank. But from what I've seen, from when I saw that, I ran the bike for a little bit. I think that leak is a small leak. It's probably a loose clamp. It didn't gush out. I let it get up to temperature and it never did gush out. So I'm guessing that was just a slow leak because it'd been sitting for a few days and it gotten cold. So we're gonna take this for a little jaunt and see what happens. There you have it, everyone. So first of all, we got a video here. We got another video right here. You can subscribe to the Sodak Motorcycle Blog right here, or you can check out this playlist. You can do all that, check things out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you swing by and check out more videos. Once again, I am Clutch from the Sodak Motorcycle Blog, wishing you a very good day. We'll see you later.